Yo, what's up, Internet? My name is Anthony, and there was a lot of talk about who will win more rings in the long run, Dak Prescott or Derek Carr. I thought I'd take a look at which team is closer to winning the Super Bowl now. Let's go. Let's start with the most important position on the field, the quarterback. I just want to say Dak Prescott had an amazing and maybe the best rookie quarterback year of all time. However, let's pump the brakes a little. I think he'll be a franchise quarterback in the long run, but he only has had 1 year of production, and now teams have tape to watch on him. He limits his turnovers and makes plays on third down, and that can't be discounted. Derek Carr, on the other hand, has progressed each year he's played. He was an MVP level candidate before he got hurt. Derek Carr needed to win games by shootout because of how bad the defense is. He's had to carry the team to victories, finishing with 28 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. There's little doubt at this point that he's a franchise quarterback, and the next step is winning in the playoffs. I have to give the advantage to Derek Carr and the Raiders. He's had to do more last year and has produced. Dak had an excellent rookie year and came through in clutch situations. However, Carr has produced for multiple years, well, I think it's best to wait a little bit before we anoint Dak. And now we move on to the offensive line. They have what might be the best left tackle, center, and right guard in the NFL. There are some question marks with the departures of Ronald Leary and Doug Free, but there's little doubt this is one of the best position groups in the NFL. The Raiders might have the second best offensive line in the NFL. They were built mostly through free agency, with Rodney Hudson, Kalichi Osemele, and Donald Penn among the best of their positions. Gabe Jackson is also one of the better young right guards in the league, making 4 proven spots playing on this offensive line. In the end, the Dallas line is better. They're all young, in their prime, and maybe the best at their respective positions. Even though Oakland's line is the second best, the Dallas line is just the best in the league. And now we move on to the offensive skill positions. The Cowboys have Dez Bryant, Jason Witten, Cole Beasley, and Ezekiel Elliott. That isn't a bad group overall, with Bryant and Elliott as game changers. These two are among the best at their position, and Jason Witten somehow just keeps making plays. On the other hand, the Raiders have 2 number 1 receivers in Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree. They both produced 1,000-yard seasons last year and are dynamic playmakers. With the new additions of Marshawn Lynch and Jared Cook, the Raiders now don't have very many holes at the skill positions. Like the offensive lines, this group is close. I'm giving the advantage to the Raiders though. Zeke can make plays and keep games close, but the Raiders have 2 number 1 receivers. The Raiders have a slight edge with more dynamic playmakers. And now we move on to the front 7. The Cowboys are lacking in the defensive front 7. Sean Lee is a good linebacker, but he's not a game-changing linebacker. David Urban can provide some pass rush, but overall, there just aren't many playmakers up front. On the other hand, the Raiders have Khalil Mack, a player who might be the best player on defense. On the opposite side of him, they have an excellent complementary piece in Bruce Irvin. The problem is, the rest of the linebackers and defensive line don't have anything opponents have to worry about. In the end, even though the Raiders' front 7 isn't very good, the Raiders are simply better. Simply put, they have Khalil Mack that makes the defense go. The real competition is Mack versus Sean Lee, and Mack runs away with that competition. And now we move on to the secondary. Neither secondary is very good. Byron Jones and Orlando Scandrick are okay pieces, but not something to get excited for. Reggie Nelson is a Pro Bowler, but gave up a lot of big plays. Overall, the secondaries are a wash with no team having the advantage because both sides are pretty bad. And now let's look at competition within the conference. Other championship contenders in the NFC include the Packers, Falcons, and Seahawks. All 3 teams look to be in contention for a while, with the quarterbacks who could be playing for another 5 years or so, meaning there's a lot of competition in order for the Cowboys to reach the Super Bowl. The AFC contenders include the Patriots and the Steelers. They might have the bigger threat in the Patriots to go through, but the fact is, Tom Brady is going to be 40 years old. While I don't want to doubt his ability to play into his mid-40s and Belichick's ability to win, I think they have a chance to get taken down sooner rather than later. Big Ben, on the other hand, even contemplated retirement this offseason. It was largely overlooked, but it means that he's considering retirement soon. With that being said, the Raiders have an easier path in the long run. The Cowboys will be in a battle to make it to the Super Bowl for the foreseeable future. The Raiders' biggest competitors appear to be on the back end of their careers. You can never predict the future, but the competition seems stiffer in the NFC right now. In conclusion, I have to roll with my Raiders. Truthfully, neither team has been able to get very far in the playoffs thus far. The fact of the matter is, I'd rather have Derek Carr if I need a quarterback to make a comeback to win. Dak has come up clutch when needed, but Carr has had a lot of game-winning or tying drives in his young career. That, paired with Khalil Mack with a potentially weaker conference, leads me to believe that the Raiders will win a Super Bowl before the Cowboys. And there you guys have it. I try not to be biased when making comparisons, but I had to roll with my Raiders at the end. What do you guys think? Put it in the comment section below, and thanks for watching, everyone.